Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Pargoner, and I am so freaking excited right now because I found some new gameplay for Infamous Second Son. This looks like it's a demo. I would assume that this is something that you can probably download on PS4 right now or on launch day once you get yours. Unfortunately, I won't be getting a PS4 on launch day because I was stupid and I didn't pre-order it. But yeah, I have money in Amazon ready to get my PS4, and as soon as it becomes available, bam, 1-day shipping, I'm gonna get that thing. Alright, so anyways, I'm gonna be breaking down this sort of demo gameplay. That's what I'm gonna call it for now. I'm not sure if this is the demo that you will be able to download on PS4, but I am assuming that it is for now. So yeah, I'm just gonna break this down. And there will be a lot of pauses and stops in the video, so if that annoys you, then go watch the gameplay first, then watch this. There will be a link in the description to the gameplay if you just want to watch it without the breakdown first. And yeah, so I pause it a lot because I tend to go super in depth into these, so that's why this might be really long. And yeah, the gameplay is only 5 minutes, but I'm sure this video is quite a bit longer. So let's press X to begin, shall we? So Delson is at a DUP security checkpoint, and there's a sign up ahead that actually says welcome to Seattle. You can actually see it a bit later in the gameplay better where it says welcome to Seattle, but basically this is most likely early in the game when him and Reggie are first entering Seattle, because if you don't know, Delson and Reggie actually live in sort of like a small town near Seattle, and it's kind of foresty. So I'm guessing that this is when they go into Seattle. They're kind of checking out the DUP. I'm guessing that there are probably a few levels, maybe a prologue level or something more, that is before you even get into Seattle. So this is probably one of the first levels that is actually in Seattle. And something that we notice here, we have some HUD pieces. Actually, just one here. We have the mini-map. And it looks similar to past Infamous games, but now it's sort of 3D in a way that it turns around in the way you look. There are some buildings actually on top of the mini-map. I don't know if that points you to where bigger buildings are, or if that's just there to look cool, because it does turn as the map turns. I personally think it's there to look cool, but it could be a feature that those are actually buildings. Then the yellow line on the mini-map, I'm pretty sure, because you even see it in the gameplay later on, and where the yellow line is, that is the monorail, the train, sort of like in the first game where the train is above the street on a railway sort of thing. But yeah, there's actually one more thing that I noticed right here in this screenshot that I want to take note of. Right in front of Delson, which is the yellow triangle on the map, there is a purple dot, which in the previous Infamous games is a waypoint that you put on the map, but I don't think this is one that you put on the map because it's telling Delson to go up to the finger scanner thing and to put his finger on it. It's basically the conduit test, or the bioterrorist test. So yeah, I will continue it, but I'll pause shortly, as usual with these. Here we see a prompt to use the scanner, which is with the touchpad. That is what that little spray painty thing means. It looks like a big box. That means you use the touchpad. So I don't know exactly how you start activating this. Maybe you just put a finger on the touchpad, then it tells you what to do from there. But you do use the touchpad to do this, and I'm going to play it again now. I won't say I'm going to play it again now every time, because that's going to get super repetitive, because I will pause it like 30 times, I think, actually, in this, so yeah.
Please place your finger on the scanner.
So there you see, when you place the finger on the touchpad, Delson places his finger on the scanner, and you have to move it up to the thing. It's your index finger. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't really matter on the touchpad, because I doubt that the PS4 touchpad is that technologically advanced to where it can tell like which finger you're putting on it. But anyways, you just like put your index finger on there and like move it up to the spot, and that's how you activate that.
Processing.
Warning. Prime conduit detected. Lethal force is authorized.
Best 2 out of 3.
So Delson gets detected here, and we've actually seen this previously in the Fetch trailer, a little bit of this section, and he's about to fight the DUP guys because of course he's going to get detected because he is a conduit.
Delson, run!
The hell with that!
Delson, stay behind cover!
Don't tell me how to fight!
So there we saw Reggie helping you along there some, and I'm actually a little bit surprised that he is fighting back against the DUP because in previous trailers I wouldn't exactly think that he would be the kind to do that. He's actually shooting at them and like punching them and helping Delson, which he's a cop, so I wouldn't always like sort of think that the cop person would do that, but it looks like he is. And one other thing that I like, this is kind of throughout the trailer, is Delson's sort of attitude and his personality. I just like it a lot, how he's sarcastic and stuff. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of me in a few ways. And I just really like his character. He's like, don't tell me how to fight, I can fight however I want, Reggie. And on the mini-map you see red like triangles or squares, I can't really tell right now, but they are red sort of dots. Those are enemies, just like in previous Infamous games. Those are DUP soldiers right there. So here he is using something. It's sort of a like smoke blast. I don't know what this is actually called, but he's using smoke, and it's like a blast from the previous Infamous games. But I think with this one he can actually kind of throw it a bigger distance in a way, if you get what I mean. But it's sort of like a shockwave move if you haven't played previous Infamous games, and we'll see later it can destroy the environment, and it does damage to enemies, obviously.
Reds up on the towers!
I see him!
So while Delson is fighting the DUP soldiers, he hits this car, and so smoke comes out of it when he hits it, and then you get the prompt to drain smoke. So that's kind of interesting. You do drain smoke and other powers such as neon by putting 2 thumbs down on the touchpad. And one thing that seems kind of interesting about draining smoke, especially in this situation, is what if you didn't have any smoke left and there's a car nearby and you didn't really have any smoke to damage the car with, so it would start smoking. Just thinking, like, there's probably some powers that you can use, such as melee, that don't require you to actually have smoke in your smoke bar, or I don't really know what it is, because there's no sort of smoke bar on screen in his HUD right here. And one other thing that I kind of forgot to notice, or mention, I noticed it for sure. The aiming reticle has changed from the E3 gameplay. There is now a circle surrounding the dot, and you don't have to be holding down L1 to aim. The game kind of like automatically has aiming already in it, but as you saw earlier, you aren't always aiming in certain parts of the gameplay, like when he was walking up to the scanner to scan his finger. And something else that we see in this picture are some things on the HUD. First off, there are some sort of like white and kind of purple looking ovals on the map. I'm not quite sure what those are. Those may be places to drain smoke and or neon, or they may be DUP security cameras that you can take out so that more DUP do not know where you are. Those are my guesses. And also we see a sort of red circle with some white in the middle. I'm not sure what that is, but I think that is something similar to in Infamous 2, things such as street performers or rioting groups, protesters, that's what they're called, and those sort of things. Or like if you want to kill cops, they're sort of karma-influenced choices that there are around the map that were in Infamous 2, which I think that is what they are right here in Second Son on the minimap.
Remember, the civilians are innocent!
So here, Reggie says to Delson, remember the civilians are innocent. Now, Delson wasn't actually hurting any civilians that I saw when Reggie tells him that, but that is something that has to do with karma that we are seeing. And obviously, if you're evil, you are most likely going to be hurting civilians anyways. So here Delson is sort of shooting smoke at him. I wouldn't be sure what exactly this attack is called, but just basing on previous Infamous games, for now I am going to call it the Smoke Bolt. I'm pretty sure that is not what it's going to be called, because it in no way resembles a bolt, but that's just because in the previous Infamous games, the sort of main shooting power was called a bolt, because you had lightning for most of the time. So yeah, he's shooting the Smoke Bolt. You can shoot it without like having to zoom into, it's just right there, just bam. It is R2 to shoot those. Something different. In the previous Infamous games it was R1, but because the PlayStation 4 controller has improved R2 and L2 buttons, they are now more like triggers and your fingers won't slip off as easily, so many games are going to be choosing those as the shoot buttons. So here's something interesting. So it looks like you can still zoom in with L1 or possibly L2 with the new PlayStation 4 controller, just so that you can get a more precise shot while using the smoke bolts. Again, I'm just calling them smoke bolts. They aren't actually called smoke bolts, and if they are, then that's kind of strange. But anyways, yeah, also it says drive the DUP out of the area. This gives me an idea. This is obviously the objective for this mission, but this also gives me an idea in general about this game. Maybe when we do things here, such as driving the DUP out of the area, then they might stay out of the area, similar to when you completed a side mission in the previous Infamous games. Although I'm pretty sure there's still going to be side missions and they wouldn't just take that away. This may be one way, or an alternative way, or maybe even the way to clear areas out, is just by defeating all DUP soldiers in it and sort of taking out their base. But I kind of doubt that it will be that easy, so we'll just have to see when the game comes out. Also on the minimap, we see an orange circle with an arrow pointing up in it, and again, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm guessing that it is some sort of thing that you can do, kind of like what I said previously, like with street musicians and that sort of thing. There is actually a street musician icon that I saw later, so that is returning in the game, and I'll point that out once it comes up later in the gameplay.
We got separated. Are you okay?
So this shows what it's like when someone is calling you on your phone. This has been a thing in all of the Infamous games. It was mainly Zeke calling Cole on his phone, but here we see Reggie calling Delson on his phone, and we see a picture of Reggie.
Hey, I'm fine. Dandy. Just like you said, laying low.
Just keep laying low. I'll call when I've got something.
So we have seen that before in the E3 gameplay and in some trailers. Delson can go into sort of vents on buildings and shoot himself out of them. He turns into smoke when he does that. It's a way to climb faster, obviously, and we'll see a little more of vent thing next time I stop it. So here we see that if he hops on a vent facing up, then he can actually launch himself with it up into the air to just get some more air. After this, he does something that I'm pretty sure is a dash. It might be called Smoke Dash. I'm not sure of the official name of it, but it is basically a short little dash that you can do to just go forward some, whether you're on the ground or in the air. And I'm pretty sure that the button to do that will be circle, because that's what it is to do the Neon Dash, which is another power, by the way. I have a video on that. You can go watch it if you want. But anyways, this is kind of just a short dash that he's going to do in a moment. Similar to dodge in the previous games, but now it's actually kind of a power. That is what I think it is. And then also, after that, he uses something similar to static thrusters from the previous games. There seems to be more moving around in the air and more ways to do it, like jump off of an air vent and then dash and then use static thruster like thingamadoodler bobber. So that seems cool, yo. So yeah, that was him using that.
No, wait, I come in peace.
Or we will open fire.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Use the force of
Hey, what the hell, man? You're supposed to be protecting them from me.
So there we can see that the DUP are just not nice guys. They're shooting civilians. Not entirely sure why. Looks like they have tear gassed them or something. And we can see some of them start to use the rock power. That is just what I'm calling it for now. It is not officially called the rock power. I don't know what it's called. A lot, if not all, but I don't think it's all, to be honest. A lot of the DUP soldiers have that rock power, so it's kind of weird, kind of ironic that there are conduits with powers that their job is to kill conduits so that conduits can't be conduits. There's that. Also, something new that we see on the mini-map here is we see a big red area, and this is basically one of the big DUP checkpoints where there is going to be a lot of enemies. That might actually be what the orange thing with an arrow, this time the arrow is pointing down in this one. That might also be pointing to that, but I am not sure. Also, there are some lock symbols, and I will say what those are later once we can actually see what it is. And also here we see another red circle with a music sign, which means that is a street performer. Yay! And as you see, when he enters the red area, the big DUP base, it says restricted area on the screen. And Delson actually does a sort of ground pound here, similar to the thunder drop in previous inFAMOUS games, which we have seen him do before.
Got access to the Seattle Police database. Turns out, the UP has eyes and ears everywhere.
Well, gouge out their eyes and slice off their ears.
Alright, I've got you on my GPS. Not far from one of their mobile command centers. If you can shut that down, it'll limit their ability to track your movements.
Mobile command center, got it. So what exactly does one of those look like?
Well, it should be a large, heavily armored mobile unit with side ports and major communications gear on top.
Okay, so he is describing the big sort of van thing that we have actually seen Delson destroy one of those in the E3 gameplay. And here we also get a good look at the damage indicator. It's still a sort of like bloody thing on the side of your screen, but it looks new and kind of different. Also, with the lock symbols, I said I would say what those are, because I have figured it out. Those are actually sort of cages that I would assume you would be able to unlock. You can see one on screen there to the left, almost near the top. It's a yellow cage, and there are blue and black lock symbols on the minimap. So I'm guessing that they maybe trap civilians in there, maybe other conduits. Not sure if it would be other conduits that they trap in there, because from what I've seen and heard so far, I don't think there are many other conduits in Seattle. I just think there's, like, other than the DUP, I'm just guessing there is at most 10, and I kind of even doubt that. So, but maybe someone just with a conduit gene that hasn't had powers activated, they trap them in there or something. But I'm guessing that you can free people, whether they're normal civilians or unactivated conduits or activated conduits.
Alright, I think I see it. Badass RV with lights and metal crap on top.
Okay, great. There should be vent panels along the sides. Blow out enough of those. The core should overheat and be exposed.
Okay, blow out the panels, got it.
Okie doke, there's a few things here. So, I'm not sure if you saw it, and I actually didn't pause it there, unfortunately, but Delson actually did throw some sort of a smoke grenade type thing at a guy, and it kind of stuck to him and blew him up. It didn't seem as powerful as Cole's lightning grenades in any of the previous games from what I saw there, but it's in there. Now, something that we see here is this little rock thing being thrown at Delson. One of the DUP has thrown at him, and we will see these things are pretty powerful. They explode on impact. It seems like they enter your screen pretty fast, well, here at least, and they will damage you quite a bit. Similar to grenades, they just blow up on impact. Also, there's some DUP porta potties, so unfortunately they don't have access to the best bathrooms all the time. So here we see this DUP officer, conduit, looks like he is about to do something big. He's kind of turning into those like yellow glowy rocks. It looks like he's about to do something big, but Delsin stops him and kills him right away before he can do it. So I'm not sure if that's what they look like before they throw one of those rocks that blows up on your face, or if he is going to do some other attack that we have not seen yet, or maybe he's just going to launch himself with a thing that's similar to the ice launch from Infamous 2. So here we see an indicator saying that we can drain neon. There's actually a neon sign sort of like above Delsin. It's a latte owl coffee sign similar to the one that we saw in the Fetch trailer that he drains from. This guy doesn't drain the neon, but that is there. You drain neon the same way as smoke as far as I know, just 2 thumbs down on the DualShock 4 touchpad. And something that actually surprises me is that neon would be available this early in the game, which I actually think it isn't going to be available this early in the actual game, but I think that it is just for the purpose of the demo that they have it in here, because I'm pretty sure that they have no clue who Fetch is yet, because that's after they've been in Seattle, at least for a little bit. I'm guessing that the Fetch scene is in the first third or quarter of the game, I'd even say quarter, and that is when he gets the neon ability in the actual game. Also, we did see, the camera passed, we did see some people in the cages, and still I'm not sure if those are conduits or just normal people, but they're most likely conduits who have most likely not been activated, because if they have been activated with their powers, then they would probably be breaking out of there. So here, Delsin was hit again by one of those rock things, and he starts to damage this DUP sort of big truck thing. I can't remember what they called it, but yeah, he blows off some panels on the side before he actually destroys it. So here you see Delsin knock some of those panels off, and there is some like glowing orange stuff inside, which we will see later when he pulls out this big orange thing that's a part of the truck, which I don't know exactly what that is. It might be something in the game, some sort of thing that powers it or something. I honestly don't know, but maybe it's some sort of power sort of material that we are going to see in throughout the game that is some sort of a like super sort of thing, you know, kind of like superpowers. But yeah, not quite sure about that yet, but that's all I can really say about it for now. Okay, doke, so when Delsin was taking the panels off, he first blasts off the panels, then he has to blast the glowy stuff on the side before he can do this. Then you see there's a prompt. You can use the touchpad to lift this big thing out of it, and then you actually use R2 to smash it. We'll see that soon. So here he is smashing it. You know, he lifts it with the touchpad, or well, you do, because you're controlling. Then it presses R2 a bunch to sort of punch it. So that kind of made the camera turn off, as well as that was a cool guys don't look at explosions moment, kind of. I think he looked a little bit. But anyways, here we see these kids are actually kind of like cheering him on, which reminds me of Karma things from the previous 2 games. When you were good Karma, people would go like, yeah, go Cole. But yeah, here they're kind of like going like, yeah, go Delsin. So I'm guessing that most people who live in Seattle, or probably the whole US in this game, do not actually like the DUP, so they are cheering him on for standing up against the DUP. Alright, so this big juggernaut-like minigun-wielding DUP officer steps out, some sort of a heavy DUP officer, and Delsin will have to fight him.
They're really stepping up their game. Definitely prefer the smaller guys.
We can see here, this guy has a lot of health because Delsin shot him a lot, and this guy is just an absolute sponge. So we do see a prompt up there. I'm going to talk about it more in a little bit. And this guy has a pretty powerful melee attack where he just smacks you with his gun. Alright, so here we can see this prompt a little bit more clearly. It says press down on the D-pad to use Karma Bomb. Now, this is kind of interesting because when he does use the Karma Bomb, it is the orbital drop, which we have seen him use before. So, I'm not sure if you have to be a certain karma to use the orbital drop and you have something else if you're, I'll just say evil, because so far from what I've seen, it seems like he's most likely good in this because people were cheering him on. But I'm not even sure if there are exactly karma choices this far in the game, or if you can use the Karma Bomb yet this far in the actual game. This may just be in the demo. So the Karma Bomb, I don't know if they are changing the name of the orbital drop to the Karma Bomb. I don't think they are. I just think they are now calling the really powerful attacks Karma Bombs. And I'm wondering if it's similar to in Infamous 1. This was actually an upgradable power that you could get towards the end of the game because it was quite a lot of XP to get. The Karmic Overload. Where you would basically activate something once your karma meter was all the way on either Hero or Infamous, and then you could have unlimited energy for a while. So I'm guessing that it's kind of like that, to where you have to build up your karma some to use this, and then when you activate it, it'll drain your karma a little bit, but it will do the orbital drop in this case, and it's down on the D-pad, which is the same control that has been previously to do powers such as the Thunderstorm and the Ionic powers in the second game. So I'm just guessing that Karma Bombs are kind of like Ionic powers. There are those big powers that are really useful, but you don't necessarily get to use them that often. So he does the orbital drop, finishes taking out this DUP checkpoint pretty much. Things start to fall down, and he did take out the big juggernaut DUP guy. Second Son. So thank you guys for watching this breakdown and analysis of this 5 minutes of gameplay, which this video is much longer than 5 minutes. And also something that I want to say is, tonight there will be a live stream by PlayStation, and it is the PS4 launch live stream, and it has been announced that there is going to be a new Infamous Second Son trailer in the live stream. So if you're watching this on the day that I made the video, which is the 14th of November 2013, then you can tune in to the live stream. I will put a link in the description below. I'm really excited to see this new Infamous Second Son trailer. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see a breakdown of that trailer, because I definitely will have that up most likely sometime tomorrow on my channel. The live stream will start at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. That is also 9 o'clock, that is PM. Mountain Time, that's where I live for Mountain Time. So yeah, just figure that out for your time zone, and you should be good. So I have a link in the description to the live stream if you want to go check that out. For that trailer, I am guessing that they are going to show some more Karma things, maybe some more things with Neon, and they will most likely also have a release date, which in a previous video I have predicted that the release date for the US will be February 18th, 2014. So I'm sure that it'll be something in February or something near that. So we'll see if I was right, most likely, because they will probably have a release date for that. Also, I have a friend, United Comrocks, or Ian. Make sure to check out his channel because he covers Infamous Second Son stuff too. and he is doing a breakdown of this gameplay and most likely the trailer coming out tonight as well. I'm not sure if he has already uploaded his breakdown of this at the time of making this, but he probably will have by the time you're watching this, and if not, then just go subscribe to him and wait for it. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I always love it when you guys watch my videos, because not too many people watch my videos, so just thank you so much. And click the like button if you enjoyed. And I would say tell me in the comments what you thought. You can, although the new Google Plus comments really suck. Yeah. So bye guys. Thanks for watching. See you later.